world is like a ride at an amusement park, and when you choose to go on it, you think it's real, because that's how powerful our minds are. And the ride goes up and down and round and round. It has thrills and chills, and it's very brightly colored, and it's very loud, and it's fun for a while. Some people have been on the ride for a long time, and they begin to question, is this real, or is this just a ride? And other people have remembered, and they come back to us, and they say, hey, don't worry, don't be afraid, ever, because this is just a ride.
He was the type of guy that you'd watch him as a comedian and you'd kind of feel bad. You'd kind of go, you know, I really should be doing more of this kind of thing. I really should be telling the truth more often.
Because I've greased my hair and I'm a little fucking poet tonight, all right? I'm the little dark poet. That's who I am.
Bill had a lack of concern. He wasn't concerned with what the audience thought, who would boo him. He wasn't concerned with how it would affect his business. He just said what he wanted to say.
I said to Bill, you know, you're just that far from being a preacher. And he said, I am a preacher.
My voice was not heard. The questions were not asked that I wanted to see asked.
He's really an ass-kicking comedian, you know, the best kind, the only kind that matters. When jokes mean, the jokes are meant to kill.
How many, quickly, how many non-smokers are here tonight? Non-smokers, by round of applause. Let's hear non-smokers. Good.
I love being in New York. I love running the bum gauntlet down every street. God, I hate those guys, man. Very idea they want me to just give them the hard-earned money my folks send to me every week. Leech. Get a job. My dad works 8 hours a day for this quarter. I mean, the nerve.
Many good artists have an inner voice, and for whatever reason, some people can hear their inner voice and others can't. And I think his was one of questioning what was going on around him, from religion to politics to sexuality, drug use, evolution. He was just a very engaged person who felt compelled to make comedic chestnuts out of all these complex issues, and he was clearly gifted at it, and challenged not only his audiences, but I think other comedians.
It's time that we as God's people took a stand and said to our kids, no, no.
A lot of Christians wear crosses around their necks. Do you think when Jesus comes back, he ever wants to see a fucking cross? It's kind of like going up to Jackie Onassis with a little sniper rifle pendant, you know. Hey, Jackie, just thinking of John.
The first time we heard about Bill performing on stage was at our church camp when he was 13 years old. And I heard about it from some of the ladies in my Sunday school class who asked me if Bill had gone to church camp, which he had. And then one of the ladies told me that her son said that he was the funniest thing he had ever heard. So after Sunday school, I went to our assistant pastor, who had been the camp pastor, and asked him what Bill did. And he said, well, Mary, he is very funny, but you may look at how you raised him.
The Prince of Peace is back, but he's pissed off. Fuck you, pilot.
I couldn't understand why Bill used the F word so much. And I think I said, well, Bill, I don't hear Bob Hope using it or any other well-known comedian. And, of course, he didn't like that, and he didn't like Bob Hope too much, or anybody that I would mention. So, he took issue with that statement.
I did that joke in Alabama. These 3 rednecks met me after the show. Hey, buddy, come here. Hey, Mr. Comedian, come here. Yeah, I love that move. Come here. Not a physics major. I mean, that's a safe bet. Mr. Funny Man, come here. Hey, buddy, we're Christians. We don't like what you said. I said, then forgive me.
He was that odd sort of person that could sort of hate where he came from, but love it too. I mean, some of his most savage attacks would be on religious or things in the South, yet that's where he came from. I mean, so he could go home. He could ultimately love it and hate it at the same time.
I was in Nashville, Tennessee last year. After the show, I went to a Waffle House. I'm not proud of it. I was hungry. And I'm alone, I'm eating, and I'm reading a book, right? Waitress walks over to me. Hey, what you reading for? Sound like the weirdest fucking question you've ever heard? Not what am I reading, but what am I reading for? Well, God damn it, you stumped me. Why do I read? Well, I guess I read for a lot of reasons, and the main one is so I don't end up being a fucking waffle waitress.
Bill and I both shared the love of the South and its sweetness and just really originality. It's like one of the few really still original places, I think, in America. And Bill knew that. But anytime you love something that much, you see all of its flaws tenfold.
But then this trucker in the next booth gets up, stands over me, and goes, well, looks like we got ourselves a reader. What the fuck's going on here? It's not like I walked into a Klan rally in a Boy George outfit. God damn it, it's a book!
Please put it together. Give a warm Austin welcome for Dwight Slade. Thank you. Thank you very much. Keep a nice applause going for Louie, ladies and gentlemen. Fresh out of rehab.
Well, in 1978, the Comedy Workshop opened up in Houston, Texas, and it was very exciting for us because we were 15 years old, and this was what we were waiting for. But the support for our parents to leave our homes on a school night and go to a nightclub was unrelentless. We couldn't do it. We were grounded basically for the rest of our adolescence, and the only way to do it was to sneak out. So Kevin Booth would drive up, Bill would sneak out of his window, and drive over to my house. I would sneak out of my house. We would get in the car and go down to the workshop and do our sets under the pretenses that we were at the library.
It was very strange. I mean, we were all underage. In fact, I think Bill and Dwight had to have some kind of a special permit to be allowed to perform. So it was very weird going from our high school keg parties and everything to this adult world. And then is what really made it weird was when Bill kind of started to rule this adult world. And he wasn't even old enough to be drinking alcohol yet. And all of a sudden he was blowing the other older comedians off the stage.
I knew he was writing these jokes, but I did not know what that meant. And one time I was home from college, I guess, and he said, come down to the Comedy Workshop, which was a place in Houston. And I said, well, why? I'd never been to a comedy club. It just wasn't a big thing. And he said, well, just come down there tonight. So I went down that night, and I couldn't believe it. He was a superstar already. He was like 15 years old, maybe 14 years old. And there was a sold-out show, lines waiting to get in. And that was my brother. I couldn't believe it.
Not a time to quit smoking, kids. But I fucking did it. And yes, I miss them. It is hard to quit smoking. Every one of them looks real good to me right now. Every cigarette looks like it was made by God, rolled by Jesus. and moistened shut with Claudia Schiffer's pussy right now.
Really wasn't a comedian when I met him. He was starting to be a comedian. I mean, I knew him, God, 12, 13 years. He was still a kid. He was in high school, and I was playing in Austin, and he would come and listen. And, you know, when you're a comedian, you've been on TV, inevitably the comedy club owner always says, oh, there's a group of people in the city that, would you talk to them about comedy? Okay, so one of the afternoons you get on, you talk to them about comedy. I think he had a comedy workshop at this club, and I've always find when you're teaching comedy, the one who sort of gets up and discusses and leaves and thinks you're a jerk is usually the best comedian in the room.
What I liked about Bill was here is a guy that nobody knew, myself included, who had a swagger to his demeanor, both physical and emotional swagger. And it was, I just liked that for no good reason, for no justifiable reason. I'm cocky, you know, nobody knows me, too bad. You know, it was just kind of like you could almost see him sort of just turning his shoulder to the audience.
No, I've got material planned. I didn't say I'd take fucking request. Okay? I said if you wanted to hear it, I'd stay. If this is fucking, I'm not a jukebox. Boy, I don't know how much AIDS scares y'all, but I got a theory. The day they come out with a cure for AIDS, guaranteed one shot, no problem, cure, on that day, there's gonna be fucking in the streets, man. It's over! Who are you? Come here. What's your name, baby? No, it's over. Yeah. Woo! Man, if you can't get laid on that day, cut it off.
He didn't seem to mind what people thought of him. That never seemed to really matter. And even in the early years in high school, he wasn't really affected by peer pressure or anything like that at all.
He's never
that
worried about
amazed
offending
me.
people either.
No.
Offending people is not something
It was their problem.
Yeah.
You know, if they were offended, then they just didn't get it or something.
But you know, if you play New Kids on the Block albums backwards, they sound better, yeah. Oh, come on, Bill, they're the New Kids. Don't pick on them, they're so good, they're so clean cut, and they're such a good image for the children. Fuck that. When did mediocrity and banality become a good image for your children? I want my children to listen to people who fucking rocked. I don't care if they died in puddles of their own vomit. I want someone who plays from his fucking heart. Mommy, the man Bill told me to listen to has a blood bubble on his nose. Shut up and listen to him play. The New Kids. Hi, we're the New Kids, and we're so good and clean too. We're so clean cut. You ho, ho, ho. A good clean country. Ho, ho, ho. Fuck that! I want my rock stars dead! I want them to fucking play with one hand and put a gun in their other fucking hand and go, I hope you enjoyed the show! Yes! Yes! Play from your fucking heart! I am available for children's parties right now.
He was always interested in altered states, expanded awareness, ever since I knew him. I mean, we meditated and we did flotation tanks, sensory deprivation, all these things. And someone had told him that mushrooms caused these great altered states, so he wanted to try it.
I believe that God left certain drugs growing naturally upon our planet to help speed up and facilitate our evolution. Okay, not the most popular idea ever expressed. Either that or you're real high and agreeing with me in the only way you can right now.
We reached the point of realizing that the way to trip would be to go out into the woods and just, you know, be at one with nature. And that's when Bill stopped, I don't know, trying to combine the drugs and performing, and it was like two different things. I mean, it would almost be like a little religious quest. We'd go off out into my family's ranch or wherever and have our experience, and then he would come back to his life and try to reassimilate it into his comedy.
We got pulled over tripping on acid one night, pulled over by the cops. Don't recommend it. Cops don't appreciate fish driving around. They frown on that. Long night, man. Cops were tapping on this window. We're staring at them in this mirror. How tall are you? It's a little cop. Look at him. How does he drive that big fucking car?
I think a lot of people enjoyed the fact that Bill said, listen, I indulged in drugs, and I had a great time doing it. You know, I didn't lose my house, I didn't lose my car. I mean, it's always this black and white thing. You know, it's either drugs are bad or, and smoking is bad. But Bill kind of showed you, well, there's a lot of gray area in there.
How about a positive LSD story? That would be newsworthy, don't you think? Anybody think that just once, to hear a positive LSD story? Today, a young man on acid realized that all matter is merely energy condensed to a slow vibration, that we are all one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. There is no such thing as death. Life is only a dream, and we are the imagination of ourselves. Here's Tom with the weather.
In high school, well, most kids were going out to bowling alleys and dances. Bill wanted to go to porno movies and things like that. So we said, okay, let's go to a porno movie. So Bill calls up the porno place and says, what's the movie playing tonight? And
Babylon Pink.
Babylon Pink was the one that stuck in our memory. And then Bill calls back and says, what's it about? He was serious. And the guy said, well, it's about a woman that works in an office and everyone has sex with her. Oh, okay, we'll be right down. And we were underage, so we had to look older, so we wore coats and ties. So we showed up at the porno movie in our Sunday best with our popcorn. And
I was a little leery about the popcorn at the porno theater. Bill felt okay about it.
Bill thought it was all right.
Are there actually women in the world who do not like to give blowjobs? See a lot of guys on dates got their fingers crossed here tonight. Answer him, honey. Go ahead. Let's hear how you feel about this right now.
What would always be surprising is when we go see Bill perform, is he would always have like a new twist that he didn't have for us, as friends hanging out and talking. And he would give it one extra edge. And he would also bring his own personal life into it a lot of times. And we, first time that I ever saw Bill talking about masturbation on stage, I mean, I was just blushing for him. I couldn't believe it. But look how far we've come now.
A woman one night yelled out, "Yeah, you ever try it?" I said, "Yeah." Almost broke my back. It's that one vertebrae, I swear to God. It's that close. I think that vertebrae is going to be the thing to go in our next evolutionary step. Just a theory and a fervent prayer. Yeah, now all the guys are going, honey, I have no idea what he's talking about. I think he's a devil child. That may be true, but guys, you know what I'm talking about. I can speak for every guy here in this room tonight. Guys, if you could blow yourselves, ladies, you'd be in this room alone right now. watching an empty stage. Boy, my folks are proud of me. Bill, honey, you still doing that suck your own cock, Bill? Yeah, Mom, good, baby. That's such a crowd pleaser. How clever of you to come up with the suck your own cock bit, honey. You're so clever, it makes your mama's bosom swell with pride. Knowing her son is traveling the world using his given surname, going up in front of rooms of total strangers and doing the suck your own cock piece. Thanks, Mom. No biggie.
When he was up in high school, they used to give him 5 minutes before class to get all that out of his system so they could proceed with the classes. We heard that, so.
Well, one of the teachers called me and asked me if I could help her get her class back from Bill. She said I told him he could have 5 minutes while I was checking the roll, and she said, I can't get it back. I said, that's your problem. You shouldn't have let him get up there.
Mommy, I want Goat Boy to come play at our house.
He was taking fully the role of the kind of the witch doctor in front of the audience. I mean, really, you got a performance going on here, and it's like a big, giant exorcism of all the evil shit that's inside of us that poisons us day to day to day. It just adds up, gets locked into our brains. We can't get it out. We don't know what to do with it. TV talk shows aren't going to help it. The news isn't. Nothing's going to help it. You just need a guy to get up there and just take you by the lapels and shake the shit out of you.
I'm Goat Boy. What do you want, Goat Boy? Big old smelly, shaggy thing.
He was dark, and he had some very dark images that he wanted to explain to people in graphic detail. So he would shock people, and it would shock people into paying attention or just being surprised that he would say things like that.
Goat Boy is here to please you. How? Tie me to your headboard. Throw your legs over my shoulders and let me wear you like a feed bag.
Bill and I's whole relationship was based around, like, you know, writing wacky songs and taking these photographs of ourselves, like trying to make ourselves look like rock stars. I really thought Bill and I were going to go on to be in a band together forever, and then he decided to be a stand-up comic. And so he was kind of split on that thing, but...
he always wanted to be a musician. I mean, rock star,
Yeah.
I think, was the #1 thing.
He was fascinated with, you know, Alice Cooper and rock music and you know, the Jimi Hendrix story, and he was Kiss. He was fascinated by those theatrics and that power.
I'd hesitate to call Bill Hicks a rock and roll comedian, but what I would say about him is that he has managed very successfully to take the things that appeal to teenage and 20-something audiences in pop music out of the records and put them into a live comedy routine. The reason a lot of young middle-class people didn't used to be interested in comedy at all was because that the comedians weren't talking about anything that they were interested in, and the reason they were into music instead was because the musicians were. Bill Hicks has taken a lot of those concerns and he's put them into humorous situations, and that's why he has a rock and roll appeal.
It's great to be here. I thank you. I've been on the road doing comedy for 10 years now, so bear with me while I plaster on a fake smile and plow through this shit one more time.
Most comedians perform in front of television audiences and don't have a life in front of an audience, a real long life in front of the public. But he was performing like, 250, 280 days a year, he told me. And therefore, he really was good, masterful with an audience, easy, at ease with an audience. He could think on his feet.
By the way, if anyone here is in advertising or marketing, kill yourself. Thank you. Thanks. Just a little thought. I'm just trying to plant seeds. And maybe one day they'll take root. I don't know. You try. You do what you can. Kill yourselves. Seriously, though, if you are, do. No, really. There's no rationalization for what you do, and you are Satan's little helpers, okay? Kill yourself. Seriously. You're the ruiner of all things good. Seriously. No, this is not a joke. He's going to be a joke coming. There's no fucking joke coming. You are Satan's spawn, filling the world with bile and garbage. You are fucked, and you are fucking us. Kill yourself. It's the only way to save your fucking soul. Kill yourself.
It wasn't like a guy who just comes up and stands at a mic and lays out one-liners, but rather that there's this sort of tornado moving around the stage and cycling around and throwing all this energy out at you.
And it was his bravery, you know, where he was able to go on stage. And because you look at him as well, like he played the Dominion, and for any comedian over here to play the Dominion, they'd be kind of going, no pause, or just quickly get the material out, like, you know. And you can see Bill on stage just reflecting and, like, you know, thinking, what am I going to think about next?
I know what all the marketing people are thinking right now, too. Oh, you know what Bill's doing? He's going for that anti-marketing dollar. That's a good market. He's very smart. Oh, man, I am not doing that. You fucking evil scumbags.
For all the talk about Bill being like Hendrix or Dylan or Jim Morrison or Lenny Bruce, it was Jesus Bill wanted to be. He wanted to save us all. But Bill got freeze-framed in the scene where Jesus went through the temple and said, "This is my Father's house and you've turned it into a den of thieves." Because that's what Bill always wanted to do. He wanted to be Christ at his angriest.
You know what Bill's doing now? He's going for the righteous indignation dollar. That's a big dollar. A lot of people are feeling that indignation. We've done research. Huge market. He's doing a good thing. God damn it, I'm not doing that, you scumbags. Quit putting a goddamn dollar sign on every fucking thing on this planet. I personally do not believe in burning the flag. It's a personal belief, but I'll tell you something. I think people are overreacting. Oh, just a little bit. Hey, buddy, my daddy died for that flag. Well, I bought mine. Sorry. You know, they sell them at Kmart for $3. You're in, you're out, brand new flag. No violence was necessary. Hey, buddy, my daddy died in the Korean War for that flag. What a coincidence. My flag was made in Korea.
America is a place that you love and you hate at the same time because everything is here, everything possible, every possible evil and every possible good. And it's very frustrating for somebody like Bill, whose antennas are always open and he's lays himself open, his heart and his mind, to see all the hypocrisy and contradictions of what we could really be and what we are.
Comedians are one of the few people around who really have license to tell the truth, you know? Movies don't really have it, and certainly television personalities don't really have it. Comedians do, because ultimately they're only responsible to themselves. They're not responsible to a studio or a network or a corporate entity, you know? And for that reason, they have probably more license to tell the truth than anybody, and most of them don't take it. Bill took it, and you have to admire that about him.
First of all, this needs to be said. There never was a war. How can you say that, Bill? Well, a war is when two armies are fighting. So you see, right there, I think we can all agree that it wasn't exactly a war.
I had a very, very big, one of the top comedians in this country tell me during the Iraq War that they couldn't do it. They said they wouldn't put their neck on the line. They were against the war and they wouldn't say anything because they basically felt that you watch those little bags of money just fly away. It's like, kiss your career goodbye.
He had absolutely phenomenal stuff about the Gulf War. And it was because you get the English comics coming out and going, hey, the Gulf War, and doing some really dodgy, crap stuff about it. And Bill just went out and went, look, this is what's happening. And like you actually thought for a moment, here's a comedian who actually knows more than me about a subject. And besides knowing more about a subject, he's being very funny about it.
Those guys were in hog heaven out there. You understand, man? They had a big weapons catalog opened up. What's G12 do, Tommy? Well, it says here it destroys everything but the fillings in their teeth. Helps us pay for the war effort. Well, shit, pull that one up. Pull up G12, please. Cool. What's G13 do?
See, I think Bill said a lot of things that were so true that, they just couldn't deal with it. I mean, you can't, certain people can't take but so much truth. And he would never, with me, I would tell you truths, but then I'd let you off and I'd tell you something real, real funny and make you laugh. But I'd make you think again and make you laugh. See, a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. But wasn't no spoonful of sugars with Bill.
I love talking about the Warren Commission. I love talking about the Kennedy assassination as well. The reason I do is because I'm fascinated by it. I'm fascinated that our government could lie to us so blatantly, so obviously for so long, and we do absolutely nothing about it. I think that's interesting in what is ostensibly a democracy. Sarcasm. Come on in. People say, Bill, quit talking about Kennedy, man. It was a long time ago. Just let it go. All right? It's a long time ago. Just forget it. I'm like, all right, then don't bring up Jesus to me. As long as we're talking shelf life here,
I brought him to the attention of the Letterman show back in the mid-'80s, I suppose. He was still too far off the wall for the Tonight Show, which was the more mainstream show. And Late Night with David Letterman was sort of the crazy take-a-chance program. And he was well suited to that. I remember bringing him down and Morty, the producers, and they would hear him and go, Bill, this is good, but can you change this? You'd go in these fits of rage. No, I can't. It's the essence of the bit. We'd have these. I said, look, just get on TV. We just do it. And we go back and forth, back and forth. And then he went on to do, I guess, 11 or 12 Letterman appearances and was pretty, very successful.
Our next guest is a very intense and very funny young man who has been on this program a number of times, and he's back again tonight. He has his own HBO One Night Stand program, which premieres this Saturday. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Bill Hicks. Bill!
We had heard of him, and he came on the show, and it did very well, as I recall, his first time. And that was great for us because we're always looking for somebody to come on and just blow the roof off the place. And so we thought, this is great. We have a new guy here who has been very effective. And then, of course, you worry, well, can he do it again? Will the subsequent shot hold up? And over the years, and I don't know how long he was with us on the old show, but he never disappointed.
I learned a lot about women. I think I learned exactly how the fall of man occurred in the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, and Adam said one day, wow, Eve, here we are at one with nature, at one with God. We'll never age, we'll never die. And all our dreams come true the instant that we have them. And Eve said, yeah, it's just not enough, is it?
We always push the envelope by seeing, okay, just how much of a fuck you attitude can you have without going over the line on network television? And that was always the thrill of presenting him.
I can't quote you club owners or television executives by name, but I know that the nature of what Bill did was not universally applauded and accepted because it did challenge the status quo and might upset certain political sensibilities in the audience and in the corporate structures.
When his stuff was taken off the air for Letterman, he wrote me a 32-page letter, handwritten, a sort of a cri de coeur. He couldn't understand the situation just because, you know, he was a free spirit. The whole point of it was a joke. These jokes had import, but it was the prescribing of his freedom which so offended him.
Well, our relationship with Bill Hicks came to kind of a peculiar ending, made all the more peculiar by the man's death. And I have personal regrets about how our relationship developed prior to his death. So it makes me doubly sad that he's now not around so that we can, I think, correct mistakes that were made on his behalf. So I feel a personal sense of regret regarding that.
And what it did also do was give him a more material for his belief, correct, in my view, that it was that television worked to control the society, to keep the culture credulous, to keep it from thinking, to enchant it, literally, to spellbind it. And his job, as he saw it, was to break the spell.
Go back to bed, America. Your government has figured out how it all transpired. Go back to bed, America. Your government is in control again. Here's American gladiators. Watch this. Shut up. Go back to bed, America. Here is American gladiators. Here is 56 channels of it. Watch these pituitary retards bang their fucking skulls together and congratulate you on living in the land of freedom. Here you go, America. You are free to do as we tell you. You are free to do as we tell you.
With Bill, you always got the impression that stand-up was an end in itself. You know, to many people in the stand-up business, it's just a stepping stone. You know, it's, hey, I'll get a sitcom, I'll have a wacky neighbor, and the next thing I know, I'll be chatting with Regis, you know. And it shows. Bill Hicks wasn't out there just to get some laughs and collect a check.
I'm so sick of arming the world and then sending troops over to destroy the fucking arms. You know what I mean? We keep arming these little countries, then we go and blow the shit out of them. We're like the bullies of the world, you know? We're like Jack Palance in the movie Shane, throwing the pistol at the sheep herder's feet. Pick it up. I don't want to pick it up, mister. You'll shoot me. Pick up the gun. Mister, I don't want no trouble, huh? I just came downtown here to get some Hard Rock candy for my kids, some gingham for my wife. I don't even know what gingham is, but she goes through about 10 rolls a week of that stuff. I ain't looking for no trouble, mister. Pick up the gun.
You all saw him. He had a gun.
I think his message came from his feelings and his observations of what was happening in this country, and I think he was determined and passionately determined to try to make some changes through this medium.
He was on a mission. He was on a journey, and the point was that he did make that journey exciting for anybody who managed to meet him on it.
It's just a ride. And we can change it anytime we want. It's only a choice. No effort, no work, no job, no savings of money. A choice right now between fear and love. The eyes of fear want you to put bigger locks on your door, buy guns, close yourself off. The eyes of love instead see all of us as one. I'm going to share with you a vision that I had because I love you and you feel it. You know all that money we spend on nuclear weapons and defense every year, trillions of dollars, correct? Instead, just play with this. If we spent that money feeding and clothing the poor of the world, and it would pay for it many times over, not one human being excluded. Not one human being excluded, and we can explore space together, both inner and outer, forever in peace. Thank you very much. You've been great. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you very much. You're great.
You guys are great. Thank you very much. Good night.
It would have been a wonderful thing to see him as a sort of a 60-year-old curmudgeonly guy, still smoking and drinking and looking terrible and talking about losing weight and never doing any of those things. It's just a great tragedy. It's very, very sad. It really is. I think if you're a comedian, it's a bit like John Lennon. It's like someone, just when it looked like they were happiest and a creative sort of a slower but more productive creative period was about to happen, the whole thing just went away.
And I have to say, I know Bill has ascended and God has opened his doors and said, I am so glad to see you. I've been missing you. You know what I'm saying? It's like God called his child home and told him to come on in. It's time to play, and you can have the best time, and you can be who you want to be right here and now, forever. There's no censorship in heaven.
On December 16th, 1961, the world turned upside down, then inside out, and I was born, screaming in America. It was the tail end of the American dream. Just before we lost our innocence irrevocably, when the TV eye brought the horror of our lives into our homes for all to see. I was told when I grew up I could be anything I wanted. A fireman, a policeman, a doctor, even president, it seemed. And for the first time in the history of mankind, something new called an astronaut. But like many kids growing up on a steady diet of westerns, I always wanted to be the cowboy hero. That lone voice in the wilderness, fighting corruption and evil wherever I found it, and standing for freedom, truth, and justice. And in my heart of hearts, I still track the remnants of that dream wherever I go, in my never-ending ride into the setting sun.
You're in the right place. It's Bill.
Living out in Los Angeles now, so, I like coming over here, for the weather. You guys have weather. Cool. Los Angeles every day, hot and sunny. Today, hot and sunny. Tomorrow, hot and, for the rest of it, hot and sunny. Every single day, hot and sunny. And they love it. Isn't it great? Every day, hot and sunny. What are you, a fucking lizard? Only reptiles feel that way about this kind of weather. I'm a mammal. I can afford coats, scarves, cappuccino, and rosy-cheeked women. LA is the home of the pedestrian right-of-way law. What this law is if a pedestrian decides to cross the road, anywhere or any time on the road, every car has to stop and let this person cross the road. Yes, because only in LA does common courtesy have to be legislated. Every car has to stop. Pretty ludicrous in light of the city we're in now, right? If someone steps in front of your car here, you speed up and turn your wipers on, you know. Bad call, brother.
Was that a bad day? I don't know.
Stupid law. How many of y'all wondered, like I did, during the LA riots when those people were being pulled out of their trucks and beaten half to death? How many of y'all wondered, like I did? Step on the fucking gas, man! They're on foot, you're in a truck. I think I see a way out of this. It's that pedestrian right-of-way law. People are driving home, gang of youth stepped in front of their truck, Molotov cocktails, clubs in hand, every one of these idiots. I guarantee you that Reginald Denny, that truck driver, never gonna stop again as long as he lives. Could be an old woman with a baby carriage crossing the road. He's not today, baby. Not a time to quit smoking, kids. But I fucking did it. And yes, I miss them. It is hard to quit smoking. Every one of them looks real good to me right now, man. Every cigarette looks like it was made by God, rolled by Jesus, and moistened shut with Claudia Schiffer's pussy right now. Golly, that looks tasty. Every time I'm here, something weird happens. This time, Bush lost. Cool. People ask me where I stood politically, you know. It's not that I disagree with Bush's economic policy or his foreign policy. It's that I believed he was a child of Satan here to destroy the planet Earth. Yeah, I'm a little to the left there, I was. I was leaning that way, I think. Yeah, you know who else is gone? Little Quail Boy! Little Damien! Is that guy Damien? Tell me those blank, empty eyes aren't gonna glow red in the very near future. Stop making jokes about me! I'll spell potato any fucking way I want. Rioters in LA, let's nuke them. Bush was a pussy. He held me back. Frightening people, man. Bush trying to buy votes towards the end of the election. He goes around, you know, selling weapons to everyone, getting that military-industrial complex vote happening for him. Sold 160 fighter jets to Korea, then 240 tanks to Kuwait, and then goes around making speeches why he should be commander-in-chief because we still live in a dangerous world. Thanks to you, you fucker. What are you doing? Last week, Kuwaitis had nothing but rocks. Quit arming the fucking world, man. You know he armed Iraq. I wondered about that, too. You know, during the Persian Gulf War, those intelligence reports would come out. Iraq, incredible weapons. Incredible weapons. How do you know that? Well... We looked at the receipt. But as soon as that check clears, we're going in. What time's the bank open? 8? We're going in at 9. We're going in for God and country and democracy, and here's a fetus and he's a Hitler. Whatever you fucking need. Let's go. Get motivated behind this. Let's go. Uh-oh, looks like Mr. Major's on the hot seat there for a second, too. Little Iraq gate, little rapscallion he is. Did I'll have to check Maggie's old calendar. And what's funny about this, every one of your papers says that you guys sold Iraq machine tools, which Iraq then converted into military equipment. I have news for you, folks. A cannon is a machine tool. Your Orwellian language notwithstanding, it's a fucking machine. It's a tool. Our papers in the States have the same thing. We sold Iraq farming equipment, which Iraq then converted. How did they do this? Sim salabim, oh salabim, sim salabim. Wow, it was a chicken coop. It's now a nuclear reactor. This war is for Aladdin. Farming equipment, which they converted into military. Okay, you got me, I'm curious. Exactly what kind of farming equipment is this? Oh, okay, well, it was stuff for the farmers of Iraq. Yeah? What? Oh, okay, well. Oh, one of the things we gave him was for the farmer. There's a new thing we'd come up with called the flame-throwing rake. No, it was for the farmer. See, he would rake the leaves and then just turn around. But you know what the Iraqis did with that? There's no trees in Iraq. What are you sending them rakes for, you asshole? We could have done our research better, perhaps, yes. What else did you sell him? Okay, one of the other things we gave him is a new thing for the farmer. The armored tractor. No, what farmers, when they farm, will look over their shoulders at times, and they won't see a tree, and they'll hit it, maybe, and there'll be a wasp nest in the tree, and the wasp will come down and sting them. So we put 4 inches of armor all over the tractor and a turret to shoot pesticide on the wasp. Yeah, but you know what the Iraqis did with that? Can't trust them. I'm so sick of arming the world and then sending troops over to destroy the fucking arms. You know what I mean? We keep arming these little countries, then we go and blow the shit out of them. We're like the bullies of the world, you know? We're like Jack Palance in the movie Shane, throwing the pistol at the sheep herder's feet. Pick it up. I don't want to pick it up, mister. You'll shoot me. Pick up the gun. Mister, I don't want no trouble, huh? I just came downtown here to get some Hard Rock candy for my kids, some gingham for my wife. I don't even know what gingham is, but she goes through about 10 rolls a week of that stuff. I ain't looking for no trouble, mister. Pick up the gun.
You all saw him. He had a gun.
Kennedy. I love talking about the Kennedy assassination because to me it's a great example of a totalitarian government's ability to, manage information and thus keep us in the dark any way they do. Oh, sorry, wrong meeting. Shit. That's the meeting we're having tomorrow at the docks. I love talking about Kennedy. I was just down in Dallas, Texas. You can go down there and to Dealey Plaza where Kennedy was assassinated. And you can actually go to the 6th floor of the School Book Depository. It's a museum called the Assassination Museum. I think named that after the assassination. I can't be too sure of the chronology here, but anyway, they have the window set up to look exactly like it did on that day. And it's really accurate, because Oswald's not in it. Yeah, so, wow, that's good. Painstaking accuracy, It's true. It's called the sniper's nest. It's glassed in. It's got the boxes sitting there, and you can't actually get to the window itself. And the reason they did that, of course, they didn't want thousands of American tourists getting there each year going, no fucking way! I can't even see the road! Shit, they're lying to us! Fuck! Where are they? There's no fucking way! Not unless Oswald was hanging by his toes, upside down from the ledge. Either that or some pigeons grabbed onto him, flew him over the motorcade. Surely someone would have seen that. There was rumors of anti-Castro pigeons seen drinking in bars. Someone overheard them saying, coo, coo, coo. Unbelievable. And what's wild is people's attitudes in the States about it. Talking about Kennedy, people come up to me, Bill, quit talking about Kennedy, man. Let it go. It's a long time ago. Just forget about it. I'm like, all right, then don't bring up Jesus to me. Well, as long as we're talking shelf life here. Bill, Jesus died for you. Yeah, it was a long time ago. Forget about it. How about this? Get Pilate to release the fucking files. Quit washing your hands, Pilate, and release the goddamn files. Who else was on that grassy Golgotha that day? Bill, it was just, taking over of democracy by totalitarian government. Let it go. Okay. Sorry. That's another good thing about Bush being gone, man, because for the last 12 years with Reagan and Bush, we have had fundamentalist Christians in the White House. Fundamentalist Christians who believe the Bible is the exact Word of God, including that wacky fire and brimstone Revelations ending, have had their finger on the fucking button for 12 years. Tell me when, Lord. Tell me when. Let me be your servant, Lord. Fundamentalist Christianity, fascinating. These people actually believe the world is 12,000 years old. Swear to God. Based on what? I asked them. Well, we looked at all the people in the Bible and we added them up all the way back to Adam and Eve. Their ages, 12,000 years. Well, how fucking scientific. Okay. I didn't know that you'd gone to so much trouble there. That's good. You believe the world's 12,000 years old. That's right. Okay, I got one word to ask you. One word question. Ready? Uh-huh. Dinosaur. you know, the world's 12,000 years old and dinosaurs existed, and they existed in that time, you think it would have been mentioned in the fucking Bible at some point. And oh, Jesus and the disciples walked to Nazareth, but the trail was blocked by a giant brontosaurus with a splinter in his paw. And oh, the disciples did run a-shrieking, what a big fucking lizard, Lord. But Jesus was unafraid, and he took the splinter from the brontosaurus' paw, and the big lizard became his friend. And Jesus sent him to Scotland, where he lived in a loch for oh so many years, inviting thousands of American tourists to bring their fat fucking families and their fat dollar bills. And oh, Scotland did praise the Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. But get this. I actually asked one of these guys, okay, dinosaur fossils. How does that fit into your scheme of life? Let me sit down and strap in. He says, dinosaur fossils? God put those here to test our faith. Thank God I'm strapped in right now here, man. I think God put you here to test my faith, dude. You believe that? Oh, does that trouble anyone here? The idea that God might be fucking with our heads? I have trouble sleeping with that knowledge. Some prankster God running around. We will see who believes in me now. I am God. I am a prankster. I am killing me. You know, you die and go to St. Peter. Did you believe in dinosaurs? Well, yeah, there was fossils everywhere. Ah! You fucking idiot. Flying lizards, you're a moron. God was fucking with you. It seems so plausible. Ah! Enjoy the lake of fire, fucker. They believe this. You ever notice how people who believe in creationism look really unevolved? You ever notice that? Eyes real close together, eyebrow ridges, big furry hands and feet. I believe God created me in one day. Looks like he rushed it. They believe the Bible is the exact word of God. Then they changed the Bible. Pretty presumptuous, huh? I'll think what God meant to say. I've never been that confident. They actually have a Bible out called the New Living Bible. It's the Bible in updated and modern English, I guess to make it more palatable for people to read, but it's really weird when you listen to it. And Jesus walked on water. And Peter said, awesome. And suddenly we got Jesus hanging 10 across the Sea of Galilee. Christ's bogus adventure, you know. Deuteronomy 90210, you know. Such a weird belief. A lot of Christians wear crosses around their necks. You think when Jesus comes back, he's going to want to see a fucking cross, man? Ow. That may be why he hadn't shown up yet. But man, they're still wearing crosses. Fuck it, I'm not going, Dad. No, they totally missed the point. When they start wearing fishes, I might show up again, but let me bury fossil heads with you, Dad. Fuck them. Let's fuck with them. They're fucking with me now. Let's get them. Give me that brontosaurus head, Dad. You know, it's kind of like going up to Jackie Onassis with a rifle pendant on, you know. Thinking of John, Jackie. We love him. Trying to keep that memory alive, baby. Back and to the left. 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 Which, by the way, that action you see Kennedy's head do in the Zapruder film, caused by a bullet coming from up there. Yeah. I know it looks to the layman or someone who might dabble in physics. This action here would have been caused by a bullet coming from, well, up here. Did you see that? Did everyone see that? Yeah, but no. What happened was Oswald's gun went off, causing an echo to echo through the buildings of Dealey Plaza. And the echo went by the limo on the left, up into the grassy knoll, hitting some leaves, causing dust to fly out, which 56 witnesses testified was a gunshot, because immediately Kennedy's head went over. But the reason his head went over is because the echo went by the motorcade on the left, and he went, "What was that?" So there. We have figured it out. Go back to bed, America. Your government has figured out how it all transpired. Go back to bed, America. Your government is in control again. Here's American Gladiators. Watch this. Shut up. Go back to bed, America. Here is American Gladiators. Here is 56 channels of it. Watch these pituitary retards bang their fucking skulls together and congratulate you on living in the land of freedom. Here you go, America. You are free to do as we tell you. You are free to do as we tell you. Oh, good. Honey, I heard on the news that they figured out that the gun, what happened is that there's an echo and that Kennedy was asking Jackie what it was, and that's why his head flew up. Honey, what time's Gladiators on? Are we missing it? Woo, I'm so glad we're free, honey. Just a few weeks ago, all these articles in the paper. Is Gladiators too violent? And what are we doing watching this? Is it really good for us to watch? Is it too violent? No! Fuck it! Give these guys chainsaws! Let them fuck each other up good! It's not violent enough. Let these fucking morons kill each other in that goddamn pit. Give them chainsaws and I want to see a fucking railway spike go through their eyeball. How about this? Give everyone in the audience a pistol. There, you fuckers. See who comes out alive. You know, I'm tired of this false fucking sanctimonious morality about life. Ain't life keen? Let's pat ourselves on the back. Fuck you. They want to kill each other. I'm filming it. You know? I had a great idea for the movies. No one wants to fucking hear it. I don't know why. I was watching Terminator 2, and I'm thinking to myself, these are the most amazing stunts I've ever seen. $100 million it cost to make this film. How are they ever going to top these stunts in a movie again? There's no way. Unless they start using terminally ill people. Hear me out. As stuntmen in pictures. Okay, not the most popular idea ever. I think I prefaced it with that. What? You know, some of you probably think that's cruel, don't you? Oh, it's cruel. Terminally ill stunt people. Ew, how cruel. You know what I think cruel is? Leaving your loved ones to die in some sterile hospital room surrounded by strangers. Fuck that. Put them in the movies. What? You want your grandmother dying like a little bird in some hospital room? Her translucent skin so thin you can see her last heartbeat work its way down her blue vein? Or do you want her to meet Chuck Norris? Why be so selfish as to deprive her of that thrill? Doc, how come you dressed my grandmother up as a mugger? Shut up and get off the set. Action! Push her towards Chuck. Wow, he kicked her head right off her body. Did you see that? Did you see my Grammy? She's out of her misery. I just saw the greatest fucking movie of my life. Cool. Okay, not the most popular idea ever. All I'm saying is people are dying every day and movies are getting more and more boring. I am the Weaver.
Is American Gladiator too violent? I don't know.
Watch the fucking news, man. It's frightening. What could be worse? Watch the news these days, you know? It's unbelievable. You think you just walk out your door, you're immediately going to be raped by some crack-addicted, AIDS-infected pit bull, you know? Just horrible news story, you know? Honey, I'm going to check the mail. What do you say we stay inside tonight, baby? Let's let the pizza delivery guy deal with that shit out there. Hello, pizza delivery. Could you send another car over, please? I know that's your third one. That last guy almost made it. I can almost reach the pizza box with the broom handle. How come those pit bulls are eating your driver, but they're not touching that fucking pizza? But they know that we don't know. Hello? Pretty soon we're all going to be locked inside our homes, no one on the streets but pizza delivery guys and armored cars with turrets shooting pizzas through the mail slots of our front doors. And every house will glow with American gladiators beamed in. We are free. Keep repeating, we are free. The news is just apocalyptic. Didn't you think with the Cold War being over, things should have gotten better? How many of y'all were as stupid as I in believing that? Wow, it's over. 40 years of threat of nuclear weapons, it's over. I'm wrong. Now 12 different countries have nuclear weapons. It just got 12 times as bad. Fuck you. Life is harder now. Work more. Oh, jobs are scarce. Fuck you. By the way, if anyone here is in advertising or marketing, kill yourself. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Just a little thought. I'm just trying to plant seeds. Maybe one day they'll take root. I don't know. You try. You do what you can. Kill yourselves. Seriously, though, if you are, do. No, really. There's no rationalization for what you do, and you are Satan's little helpers, okay? Kill yourself, seriously. You're the ruiner of all things good. Seriously. No, this is not a joke. He's going to be a joke coming. There's no fucking joke coming. You are Satan's spawn, filling the world with bile and garbage. You are fucked, and you are fucking us. Kill yourself. It's the only way to save your fucking soul. Kill yourself. Planting seeds. I know all the marketing people are going, he's doing a joke. There's no joke here whatsoever. Suck a tailpipe, fucking hang yourself, borrow a gun from a yank friend. I don't care how you do it. Rid the world of your evil fucking machinations. Whatever, you know what I mean. I know what all the marketing people are thinking right now, too. Oh, you know what Bill's doing? He's going for that anti-marketing dollar. That's a good market. He's very smart. Oh, man, I am not doing that. You fucking evil scumbags. Oh, you know what Bill's doing now? He's going for the righteous indignation dollar. That's a big dollar. A lot of people are feeling that indignation. We've done research. Huge market. He's doing a good thing. God damn it, I'm not doing that, you scumbags. Quit putting a goddamn dollar sign on every fucking thing on this planet. Ooh, the anger dollar. Huge. Huge in times of recession. Giant market. Bill's very bright to do that. God, I'm just caught in a fucking web. Ooh, the trapped dollar. Big dollar. Huge dollar. Good market. Look at our research. We see that many people feel trapped. If we play to them and separate them into the trapped dollar, how do you live like that? I bet you sleep like fucking babies at night, don't you? What'd you do tonight, honey? Oh, we made arsenic childhood food now. Good night. Yeah, we just said, is your baby really too loud? Yeah, the mums will love it. Yeah. Sleep like fucking children, don't you? This is your world, isn't it? But I saw this movie last year called Basic Instinct. Okay, now, Bill's quick capsule review, piece of shit. Okay, now. Yeah. End of story, by the way. Don't get caught up in that fevered, hyped, phony fucking debate about that piece of shit movie. Is it too sexist? And what about the movies? Are they becoming too... You're just confused. You've forgotten how to judge correctly. Take a deep breath. Look at it again. Oh, it's a piece of shit. Exactly. That's all it is. Satan squatted, let out a loaf. They put a fucking title on it, put it in a marquee. Satan is shit, piece of shit. Walk away. But is it too? And what about the lesbian connotation? You're getting really baffled here. Piece of shit. Now walk away. That's all it is. It's nothing more. Free yourself, folks. If you see a piece of shit, say it and walk away. You're right. You're right. Not those fuckers who want to tell you how to think. You're fucking right. Sorry, wrong meeting. Again. I keep getting my days mixed up. Tomorrow it's the meeting at the docks. Tonight it's comedy entertainment with young Bill. Horrible film. And then I come to find out after that film that all the lesbian sex scenes, let me repeat that, all the lesbian sex scenes were cut out of that film because the test audience was turned off by them. Boy, is my thumb not on the pulse of America. I don't want to seem like Randy Pan, the goat boy, but that was the only reason I went to that piece of shit. If I had been in that test audience, the only one out front protesting that film would have been Michael Douglas demanding his part be put back in, all right? I swear I was in that movie. I swear I was. See, Mike, the movie started. Sharon Stone was eating another woman for an hour and a half. Then the credits rolled. I don't remember seeing your scrawny ass, Mike. Was Bill Hicks in that test audience? Goat boy called it like he saw it, Mikey. You made your 14 mil. Now hit the fucking road. Goat boy is inviting some people over to see the video premiere of the Goat Boy edited version. I am Goat Boy. What do you want, Goat Boy? Big old smelly, shaggy thing. Goat Boy is here to please you. How? Tie me to your headboard. Throw your legs over my shoulders and let me wear you like a feed bag.
onto my horns. Goodbye. Yes, my love. You're a big old smelly thing. I need professional help at this point. I think I need a priest at this point. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. What have you done, my son? Well, I said the word fuck gratuitously. Yes, and what else, my son? I lied. Yes, and what else, my son? That's about all. Oh, one thing. I keep thinking I'm a Randy Goat fucking everyone. Unless, of course, it's a woman priest, in which case it'll go like this. Forgive me, Father, for what I'm about to do. Ding, 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 ding. People ask me what I think about that woman priest thing. You know, what a woman priest, women priest. Great, you know. Now it's priest of both sexes I don't listen to. Fuck, I don't care. Have a hermaphrodite one. I don't fucking care. Have one with 3 dicks and 8 titties. I don't, you know, have one with gills and a trunk. That would be cool. I might go see that, you know, but, you know, I appreciate your quaint traditions and superstitions. I, on the other hand, am an evolved being who deals solely with the source of light, which exists in all of our hearts. That middleman thing, it's wacky, and I appreciate it. Gotta run. There's a voice a-calling me. Now, you guys are totally weird sexually. Here's why. Oh, yeah. Coming from Goat Boy. Oh, boy. Yes, Bill. And how is that? That we have human sex? Does that bother you, Bill? Goat Boy finds that disgusting. Where is the fun in that? Goat Boy loves young girls. 16 years old. Ooh, Goat Boy. Hello. Hi, Goat Boy, you big old smelly thing. Ooh, you smell like an old boot. I don't see you running away. I'm not scared of you. Besides, your eyes are really kind and peaceful. Except for that fire that burns real far deep inside of you. Oh, Goat Boy, what's that? That is my purple wand. And my hairy sack of magic. You do tricks? What can you do with that? Goat Boy can make a bell ring in your stomach. What does that bell mean? It calls Goat Boy to dinner. Goat Boy! Okay, Bill, stop with the Goat Boy thing. We get it, all right? It's kind of amusing, but okay. You don't like Goat Boy? Goat Boy is hurt by your indifference. He wanted you to come dance with him in the pastures. Ding, 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 ding. Goat Boy wants to string flowers through your hair and on your head. Do, 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 do. Why do you like young girls, Goat Boy? Because you are beautiful. There's nothing between your legs. It's like a wisp of cotton candy framing a paper cut. And then you turn you around and open your cheeks. It's like a little pink quivering rabbit nostril. Oh, how cute. I bet your asshole tastes better than most girls' pussies. Come here.
Shaggy old thing. I'm not gonna kiss you. I don't know where your mouth's been.
Do you want me to tell you?
Okay, Bill, seriously, he's got a boyfriend Twitter. It's getting weird.
Except for some of my goat children. More, father, more. More goat boy, father. We are your goat children. We too lay in the forest, waiting for young virgins to come.
But you guys are weird. Get this, man. I'm walking down through the West End one day, right? And this busload of tourists from Iowa gets off the bus, these big cow people, right? They bump into me, and I go flying into this adult bookstore, right? And my hands were in my pockets, and I took them out, and money flew out of my hands and wafted down onto the cash register, and this guy hands me a magazine. How embarrassing. I go home immediately to the hotel, throw it away. Towards the garbage, it breaks open, face up, on the bed. Give me a break, Lord. But I'm looking at your British hardcore pornography, which I just spent hardcore fucking dollars for. I'm going, something's wrong with this.
Goat boy will figure it out.
I realized it's porno, yeah, just what we know and love. But there's blue dots covering all the good shit. What's going on? There's a guy standing there like this. There's a woman kneeling, well, I believe she was like this. And there's this big blue dot right here. What the fuck? This comes off, I hope. What, do you gotta buy the blue dot eraser separately? What the fuck? I'm an adult. Don't protect me. Let's go.
Goat boy wants his money back.
You know? And then I see a club in the West End that has a marquee sign says live sex show on the stage. I thought, what a bummer. I actually have to be the guy that holds the blue dot. All right. But what's weird is, that's your hardcore porno. Then you go home and you turn on Channel 4 late at night. There's people fucking. Yeah, right there. No blue dot. There's people fucking right there. Free, no money, people fucking. Oh, it's a foreign film. It's art all of a sudden. Hey, put some subtitles in there. There's your pussy. There you got it. Everyone happy? There you go. It's art. God damn it. All right, I see. You pay, you get ripped off. Free, you get it all. Dig it. Love it. I am available for children's parties, by the way.
Mommy, I want Goat Boy to come play at our house.
But, you know. Pot, right. They lie about marijuana. Tell you pot smoking makes you unmotivated. Lie! When you're high, you can do everything you normally do just as well. You just realize it's not worth the fucking effort. There is a difference. Sure, I could get up at dawn, go to a job I hate that does not inspire me creatively whatsoever for the rest of my fucking life. Or I could wake up at noon and learn how to play the sitar. Pretty simple when it's spelled out in black and white, isn't it? You know? Only thing I've ever heard about pot is that pot might lower sperm count. Good. There's too many fucking people in the world. Someone needs to say that, by the way. Tired of this, hey, aren't we the coolest? Humans are so neat. Too many of you. Quit rutting just for a fucking day. Let's work out this food air deal. Then go back to your rutting. But I'll tell you this, where this idea that childbirth is a miracle came from, I missed that fucking meeting, okay? It's a miracle. Childbirth is a miracle. No, it's not. No more a miracle than eating food and a turd coming out of your ass, all right? It's a chemical reaction, that's all it fucking is. You want to know what a miracle is? Raising a kid and talk in a movie theater, okay? There's a goddamn miracle. It's not a miracle if every 9 months any yin-yang in the world can drop a litter of these mewling cabbages on our planet. And just in case you haven't seen the single mom statistics lately, the miracle is spreading like wildfire. Hallelujah. Trailer parks and council flats all over the world just filling up with little miracles. Thunk, 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 like frogs laying eggs. Thunk. Look at all my little miracles. Thunk. Filling up my trailer like a sardine can. Thunk. You know what'd be a real miracle? If I could remember your daddy's name. Oh, thunk. I guess I'll have to call you Lorry Driver Jr. Thunk. That's all I remember about your daddy was his fuzzy little potbelly riding on top of me, shooting his caffeine-ridden semen into my belly to produce my little waterhead miracle baby. Oh, thunk. There's your brother, Pizza Boy Delivery Jr. Hallelujah. Just hold on for a minute. Let's figure out this food air deal. Okay? Okay. I'm just weird, you know. How about have a neat world for kids to come to? Okay, it's me. Fuck it. Drop them like fucking flies. Boom. Just fill up the world with them. I just don't get it, you know? I mean, I'm sorry, man. You know, kids are fine. Just keep them away from me. All right there, all right? Now, get this. I've been traveling all over the country on British Air. No smoking on British Air. Now, let me get this straight. No smoking, right? But they allow children. A little fairness, huh? Well, smoking bothers me. Well, guess what? I was on this one flight, right? I'm flying, I'm sleeping on the plane, I'm fucking knackered. Very tired, right? And I feel this tapping on my head. And I look up, and there's this little kid. Loose. On the fucking plane. He's just loose. It's his playground in the sky. And he has decided that his job is to repetitively tap me on the top of the head. I look across the aisle at his mom. She's just smiling, you know. This guy next to the mom goes, "They're so cute when they're that small." Isn't that amazing, letting your kid run loose on a fucking plane? And then the kid runs over to the emergency exit, and he starts flipping that handle to the door. And the guy next to the mom starts to get up. And I go, wait a minute. We're about to learn an important lesson right here. Boy, you're right. The smaller he gets, the cuter he is. God, I wish I had a camera right now with a telescopic lens. Love to get a picture of his face when his pudgy little legs hit that farmhouse down there. Oh, God, kids. Stewardess, since we got a breeze in here, can we smoke now? Fairly well circulated at this point. True story. But, you know, Why is marijuana against the law? It grows naturally upon our planet. Doesn't the idea of making nature against the law seem to you a bit paranoid? You know what I mean? It's nature. How do you make nature against the fucking law? Grows everywhere, serves 1,000 different functions, all of them positive. To make marijuana against the law is like saying God made a mistake. You know what I mean? It's like God on the seventh day looked down at his creation. There it is, my creation, perfect and holy in all ways. Now I can rest. Oh my me. I left fucking pot everywhere. I should never have smoked that joint on the third day. That was the day I created possums. Still gives me a chuckle. If I leave pot everywhere, that's going to give humans the impression they're supposed to use it. Now I have to create Republicans. And God wept. I believe it's the next verse. You know what I mean? I believe that God left certain drugs growing naturally upon our planet to help speed up and facilitate our evolution. Okay, not the most popular idea ever expressed. Either that or you're real high and agreeing with me in the only way you can right now. I forgot the code. Is it 2 blinks yes, 1 blink no? Do you think magic mushrooms growing atop cow shit was an accident? Where do you think the phrase, that's good shit, came from? Why do you think Hindus think cows are holy? Holy shit. Why do I think McDonald's is the Antichrist? That's God's little accelerator pad for our evolution. Because think about this, man. For billions of years, sorry, fundamentalist, we were nothing but apes. Probably too stupid to catch a cow, you know? I think we can go to the moon. That is exactly how it fucking happened. Except for the marketing people whose belief is, no, it was proven that it might be a good market on the moon, and a lot of people went up there, good numbers, good space numbers. Ew. Save your story of creation, please. Not all drugs are good now, okay? Some of them are great. got to know your way around them, is all. I've had good times on drugs. I've had bad times on drugs, too. I mean, shit. Look at this haircut. There are dangers. I think some of y'all have tripped here before, perhaps, yeah? I used to love tripping, man. There was always one guy when you were tripping who wants you to do something to enhance the trip. You know what I'm talking about? You're tripping? Oh, dude, you gotta play miniature golf. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, man. I'm just sitting over here watching the pyramids be built by UFOs right now, but get me to that fucking golf course. I'm watching Jesus fly around on a unicorn, but I bet that little miniature golf will be just the thing to make this trip peak. So you guys can use your legs, huh? No, it's just that I'm turning into a fish right now, and how about I meet you there later? Yeah, thanks. I'm pretty fucking high right now. Thank you. You know, you just gotta be careful. I don't know what you gotta be. Fuck it. We got pulled over tripping on acid one night. Pulled over by the cops. Don't recommend it. Cops don't appreciate fish driving around. They frown on that. Long night, man. Cops were tapping on this window. We're staring at them in this mirror. How tall are you?
It's a little cop. Look at him.
How does he drive that big fucking car? Man, there could be thousands of them. Shit. What are we gonna do? Let's put him in the jar. Made perfect sense at that moment. Put him in the jar, poke some holes in the lid, leave him by the road. You never get us, coppers. We'll send some little firemen to let you out. Hey, I bet they know where the miniature golf course is. Boo. Fuck it, they scared us. Son, you want to stand up, please? I just found the driver. We don't need a driver. We're playing miniature golf. True story. Now, later, when I was released, I mean spiritually, I feel... I'd like to see some ID. I'm me, he's him, you're you. Put your hands against the car, please. Which one? The UFO, the unicorn, or your cruiser? Drugs have done good things for us. If you don't believe they have, do me a favor, take all your albums, tapes, CDs, and burn them. Because you know what? The musicians who made that great music that has enhanced your lives throughout the years, real fucking high. Okay. And these other musicians today who don't do drugs and in fact speak out against them, boy, do they suck. What a coincidence.
ballless, soulless, spiritless, corporate little bitches, suckers of Satan's cock, each and every one of them. We're rock stars against drugs because that's what the president wants. Oh, suck Satan's cock. That's what we want, isn't it? Government-approved rock and roll. Woo, we're partying now. We're rock stars who do Pepsi Cola commercials. Suck Satan's cock. Put that big scaly pecker down your gullet. Drink that black worm jism. Drink it. Fill your little bellies. Send in vanilla ice. Hello, vanilla. Says here on your application, you have no talent, and yet you want to be a star. I think something could be arranged. Suck Satan's cock. I will lower the standards of the earth. I will put 56 channels of American Gladiators in every TV. I will put all the money in the hands of 14-year-old girls. They will think you are charismatic, deep, and edgy. Send in MC Hammer on your way out. Hello, Hammer. Back again, huh? Boy, that Hammer. There was another boat that left me on the island, man. Bill, you gonna get on the Hammer boat with us? No, I'd rather stay here and eat my own flesh. Totally mystifying. I mean, you could sit and explain it to me from now until, well, the end of time, and I'll go, fucking don't get it, man. It's congenital. It's genetic. Maybe it is genital. Hey, wait a minute. Freud, come here. Hammer's a great dancer. What? The guy's got a sand crab in his knickers. He's not dancing, he's having a fit. That's Satan's sperm eating its way through the lining of his stomach. 15 minutes, almost up, Hammer. Send in Marky Mark. And the beat goes, yeah. I don't know. It's good for the voice. Hey, don't fuck with me, man. You know what I mean, though? Am I the only one that's fucking lost here? You never see positive drug stories on the news, do you? Isn't that weird? Since most of the experiences I've had on drugs were real fucking positive. Who are these morons they're finding? That's what I want to know. I used to want to call the news. Come over to our house. Watch Tommy, he's a pig. Film him. He's been doing that for hours. He's killing us.
You getting all that? You know what I mean? Always that same LSD story, you've all seen it. Young man on acid thought he could fly, jumped out of a building. What a tragedy. What a dick. Fuck him. He's an idiot. If he thought he could fly, why didn't he take off on the ground first? Check it out. You don't see ducks lined up to catch elevators to fly south. They fly from the ground, you moron. Quit ruining for everybody. He's a moron. He's dead. Good. We lost a moron. Fucking celebrate. Wow, I just felt the world get lighter. We lost a moron. Put on the Hammer album. I'm ready to dance. We lost a moron. I don't mean to sound cold or cruel or vicious, but I am, so that's the way it comes out. Professional help is being sought. How about a positive LSD story? Wouldn't that be newsworthy just once? To base your decision on information rather than scare tactics and superstitions and lies? Just once. I think it would be newsworthy. Today, a young man on acid realized that all matter is merely energy condensed to a slow vibration, that we are all one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. There's no such thing as death. Life is only a dream, and we're the imagination of ourselves. Here's Tom with the weather. You've been fantastic, and I hope you enjoyed it. There is a point. Is there a point to all this? Let's find a point. Is there a point to my act? I would say there is. I have to. The world is like a ride at an amusement park, and when you choose to go on it, you think it's real, because that's how powerful our minds are. And the ride goes up and down and round and round. It has thrills and chills, and it's very brightly colored, and it's very loud, and it's fun for a while. Some people have been on the ride for a long time, and they begin to question, is this real, or is this just a ride? And other people have remembered, and they come back to us, and they say, hey, don't worry, don't be afraid, ever, because this is just a ride, and we kill those people. Shut him up. We have a lot invested in this ride. Shut him up. Look at my furrows of worry. Look at my big bank account and my family. This has to be real. It's just a ride. But we always kill those good guys who try and tell us that. You ever notice that? And let the demons run amok? But it doesn't matter, because it's just a ride. And we can change it anytime we want. It's only a choice. No effort, no work, no job, no savings of money. A choice right now between fear and love. The eyes of fear want you to put bigger locks on your door, buy guns, close yourself off. The eyes of love instead see all of us as one. Here's what we can do to change the world right now to a better ride. Take all that money we spend on weapons and defense each year and instead spend it feeding, clothing, and educating the poor of the world, which it would many times over, not one human being excluded, and we can explore space together, both inner and outer, forever in peace. Thank you very much. You've been great. I hope you enjoyed it. London, you're fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's just a ride. It's just a ride.